Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming around, and if this is your first time of coming across my channel, kindly subscribe and don't forget to turn on the bell icon so that you get to know anytime I post a new video. So this is Ajulam here. Welcome back once again. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to cut and sew a tulip sleeve for a baby girl. So if you're interested, keep on watching. I draft out a 1-year-old basic sleeve before we continue. A basic sleeve for 1-year-old because I'm making this for a 1-year-old baby girl. So this is a basic sleeve. I'm going to add, now you can see the line, this is the front and this is the back sleeve. So I'm going to add half an inch following that line because I'll be adding gathers to the shoulder part. So I'm going to add half an inch following the line, or you can also add, let me add 1/4 inch because I don't want the gathers to be much. If you want it much, you can add half an inch. So as you can see, I am following that line. I'm going to do that till I get to the other end, and then I'll connect before we now cut it out. This is the basic sleeve, and this is for 1-year-old. Okay, so now I used 4¼ inch because I want it very small, but when I'll be cutting on my fabric, I'm going to add just 1/4 inch for my sewing allowance. This 1/4 inch here will cover both the gathers that I'll be adding on the shoulder area and the sewing allowance. Like I said earlier, I want the gathers to just be small. So now I'm going to open this up now, and also remember to note the front and the back so that you don't end up making a mistake. So you take your French curve, or you can also use your free hand and just place it to give it that tulip shape that we're looking for. Okay, you can decide how you want yours. I think I will go with this from this line here. Okay, you can just twist your French curve round how you want the shape of yours to be. So I'm okay with this. I'm going to mark it out now. Okay, so I'm going to cut this off. If you like, you can also make it to be very slanty on this part. So I'm going to cut this off. So this is it. As you can see, I just slashed it open. But before you cut this open, make sure that you have another one. That is your pattern. Make sure you cut out another one because we are going to cut the back side. Now you can see that we have the front. This part is not needed. I'm going to keep it aside. So we're going to take this front part now. Now this is another one that I just cut out. So I'm going to place it over, making sure that it's facing this back side. and also mark out that shape. This way you will end up having a beautiful tulip sleeve. So now I'm going to slash it open again. Now that you can see that we have both the front and the back together. By the time I cut this open, this part also is not needed. So this is what I have after cutting that part open. This is it. This is what I have. Now we have both the front and the back together. But before then, make sure that you notch your center line. That way you will know where to gather on the shoulder points that we said. So I'm going to notch the center point for this other one as well before deciding how I want to place the sleeve. So this is the center part for the other one. So now you can decide to let your sleeve face the front or let it come over this way. It's up to you where you want the curve to be facing. So now as you can see, this is the shape here. Okay, so by the time I will trim for this down, I am going to have it this way. Now remember that mine is very open because of the way I slant it. So if you want yours to be close, all you have to do is to go in deeper and you have a very close or a little tulip here. So that is that for today. I'm going to take this now and place on this and then cut out, and we're going to sew to join it on these bodies that I just sewed already. These are the ones for the back and these are the ones for the front. So when you're doing this part, you take your time, be very careful so that you don't end up misplacing them. So I'm going to start by sewing them together with their lining. I'm going to sew it separately first. Now this is the front with the satin. So this is the lining. I'm going to place the lining on top now and just sew it all the way down to this other end. So I'm going to repeat on for each of these before placing it together now and then giving it a little gathers or a little plait on the shoulder tip. So this is what I have after sewing it. Okay, these ones I'm going to iron them later. So this is it. I'm going to trim off the excesses here and then I'll place it on top of each other. This is the back while this is the front. Okay, remember the way you place that to cut. So that is how I am going to place it now on top of this one. Now you can see that it's facing the back side. Okay, if you like, you can also move it and let it face this other way. So it's up to you to decide how you want it to be. So now I'm going to pin it there now, and then stitch it all the way down to this end before I will now give it the little plates that I said I'll be adding on the shoulder point. So after sewing it, as you can see, this is what I have. I just gather it like I said earlier, and then it's time to just add it to the upper part. Now you can see that this is very easy and simple sleeve to make. So now let me just add it here now, and then I'll show you the final look of the sleeve. So after sewing it on the bodice, now this is what my tulip sleeves look like. As you can see, it's already looking so beautiful. So now I believe you can make this on your own without stress. So that is how to go about cutting and stitching a tulip sleeve to the bodice parts of the dress. So that is it for today, and I'll see you all soon.